Ei pessoal, sempre trazendo mais um vídeo. Hoje iremos reagir a Balu's song NãO BEBA SEM BRINDAR from Ishida. I believe I've listened to Ishida before. The name sounds very familiar to me, but regardless, this is a Balu song, and I read a little bit about Balu, and I really love his character. He is a very jovial and a very protective character. And I do love how he is depicted as a very large man who has seen death before. He has experienced a lot of near death events, and that's why he's so jovial, because he's not scared of death. So I'm very interested to see what Ishida does with Balu. Let's get into it.
Escute todas as músicas do Drop a ordem de forma cronológica para melhor experiência. Link da playlist na descrição.
Oh, it's a different kind of music video too.
Ainda sinto frio daquele hospital e daquela visão que me atormenta até hoje. O meu irmão morto e minha sobrinha em estado terminal. Eu só me vejo presa aos meus temores. Não dá pra mim essa vida continuar. Mas em 2 anos o pedido daquele homem. 5 anos depois parece que eu vou retornar. A ordem. Devemos orgulhar as pessoas que já se foram, sendo a pessoa que elas tanto amaram. Não se arrependa de cada ação, mesmo que se encontre caído no chão. Não chore por quem se foi, chore por aqueles que aqui ainda estão. Não é só por mim permanecerem de pé então, carregando minhas.
Already a more emotionally charged music video. I love what she is doing, focusing on, it seems like Balu's more inner thoughts and his emotions. And the lyrics are very similar to something I read in the Wikipedia page. It was around the time when Balu was comforting Arthur, I believe. Someone had just died from Kian, and he told Arthur to face the battle with his eyes open. He told him to constantly look forward. And that is what you should do. You do not cry for those who are gone. You cry for those who are still here. The people who are gone don't want you to constantly cry over them. They want you to keep moving forward, and you should move forward, because you do not want anyone else to die like they did. So I already love what Ishida is doing with Balu.
No chão, não chore por quem se foi, chore por aqueles que aqui ainda estão. Não é só por mim permanecerem de pé então, carregando minhas dores. O que os meus olhos viram causariam pesares. Convicção, os traumas tenho milhares, sonhos quebrados, engates. Preciso suportar a minha maldição. Direto a Monstro Leone, massacre pelo chão. Eles passaram aqui, vamos à resposta então. O lodo subindo, os criptas aparecem interrompendo a missão. Frente à esfinge carniçal, machado na mão. Investe, prometo a você, sairemos daqui pra no seu bar um drink tomar. Se beber morre, se alimenta, fortalecer. Fogo é a resposta, me recuso errar. Pode me atacar, o machado bloqueia. Se perceber esse lodo se espalha. Olha meu tamanho, meu corpo aguenta. Bancando atrás de machadada.
That right there is another aspect of Balu's character, which I love. I love how, at least in the Wikipedia page, at first he is described as someone who is jovial. He's described as someone who constantly comforts others. However, despite everything that he has seen, he sees himself as someone who is vengeful and someone who is full of hatred. So I really love the subtle style change that Ishida is doing. Instead of continuing to use that more emotional and more depressing tone, he switches up and uses a more angry, a more intense tone of his, which I really love.
Todo se espalha, olha meu tamanho, meu corpo aguenta. Pancada atrás de machadada. No coliseu, jogo de máscara. Videias, são muitas dúvidas. O mascarada é encontrar. De meu antigo parceiro, anado que você se tornou. Sentiram o peso do machado demônio. Comece o jogo. Já apanhou, que venha o próximo. Será maniado, vai será. Anado não entende os motivos, mas eu sinto que não preciso. Se eu tiver eles comigo, eu não serei vencido.
Yes, and this was something I read in the Wikipedia page. He sees his old friend Arnaldo sort of succumbing to the dark side, succumbing to the evil side of the world. And that obviously really affects him because this is where he learns that it was Arnaldo's fault for everything that happened in the past. So I love more of the style where it's Ishida expressing Balu's anger and Balu's frustration with learning about this information. And I especially love this part right here. Like, I love where the tone changes. It's a bit louder and it seems like it's more of a back and forth. It's like a conversation. It's Balu yelling at his old friend, "Why are you doing this? What is your reason for doing all these atrocities?" So these subtle changes that Ishida is doing is incredible. Ooh.
Não há razão pra chorar, pois no meu coração você sempre vai estar. O peso que eu carrego não pesa tanto quanto meu machado. Você será esmagado se tocar em quem eu amo. Eu preciso honrar, sendo uma pessoa que eles teriam amado. Não há razão pra chorar. No meu coração você sempre vai estar. E nunca se esqueça, não beba sem brindar.
Oh. I think that last part of the song, it truly emphasizes who Balu is. Balu is someone who is constantly comforting others. He is constantly protecting others. He's constantly telling them to not feel the hatred in their heart. However, even though he tells them this, even though he is someone who has experienced near death so many times, he still doesn't believe it himself. The weight of all these atrocities is heavier than the axe that he wields. He is constantly carrying so much emotional baggage, but he can't let that weakness show. He has to teach the younger generation about moving on and to constantly moving forward. This is why I love Balu's character from just even reading about him. He is someone that I relate to a lot. And I feel like a lot of people can also relate to Balu's story. Constantly holding on to this emotional baggage. It gets tiring. But you have to keep holding on. You have to keep moving forward. Because that's what the people who have passed away, that's what they want you to do as well. So I love this more emotional side of characters. And I feel like these kinds of emotions, these kinds of stories, they're not just amazing songs, they're also amazing lessons for people to listen to. So I really love Balu's song. This was incredible. I cannot wait to see more stories. I can't wait to see how each of these different stories are going to be expressed because this world is so vast and I'm still so new to it. So please be patient with me, everyone. I'm still learning about this world and I'm very excited to see what all of these artists have for me. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, you will be here with me when I listen to the next Ordem Paranormal song. Until then, obrigado por assistir. Simply Ordinary, outie.